everyone, welcome to Reflections With, a new segment where we feature prominent figures in our society to inspire young people. In this session, we speak to Mr. Yong Teck Ming, National Director of Habitat for Humanity, as he shares his story on volunteerism and how this generation can help the underprivileged. Okay, hi Mr. Yong, thank you so much for joining us for Reflections With. My first question is, how did you get started in this line of work that you're in?
Okay, I've always been a volunteer all my life, even when I was a teenager. It actually started with the Scouts. So for Habitat for Humanity, one of the people I know asked me to start Habitat Singapore as a volunteer chairman. So that's what I did. And so as a volunteer, I ran the organization with just one staff. And the major breakthrough came with the tsunami disaster. As a volunteer, I raised a lot of money for the disaster work, and then the scale became very big, became too big to run as a volunteer. And so the International Office of Habitat requested that I take on the role of National Director, and that's how I became a full-time charity worker.
So do you think our Singaporean youth are apathetic towards the disadvantaged and the elderly? And if so, how do we get them to care for this group of people?
My gut feel is that youth in Singapore tend to be a lot more apathetic and less driven compared to my counterparts in other countries. One of the work we do is called Project Homework, where we clean up the houses of the elderly poor. And sometimes when we bring in young volunteers, they are quite surprised. They've never seen a one-room flat. They have never known that in Singapore they are elderly poor like that. So that tells us that a lot of work needs to be done to bring the two groups of people together so that the young can appreciate that in their society there is a very serious issue relating to the aging population, and therefore be encouraged to do something about it.
Yeah, Mr. Yong, realistically speaking, my generation has been taught to climb the corporate ladder, to aim for the high life. So how will you persuade my generation to follow your path, to do what you are doing?
You are right that the society as a whole, from the very top actually, will encourage young people to view economic success as the definition for success. So therefore the work that we do is a tough uphill kind of a work. Anybody who is able to influence culture in one way or another must play a role in educating or advocating for those without a voice. Our approach is to basically bring people physically together in volunteers team. We pray that by bringing young people to build a house in Batam or in Cambodia, or clean a house in Bukit Merah or in Woodlands or wherever, the young would then be inspired to think that they can make a difference and that there are other people who have pursued different calling in life.
A previous interview, we have said that it's all about more action and less talk. Do you think our Singaporean youths are guilty of this?
Not so much the youth, the adults are the ones who are more guilty about that. And of course the adults are the ones who then make the youth talk a lot. Or you have a lot of conferences, you have a lot of seminars, a lot of discussion about issue of poverty, but few people will do something about it. Because it's very simple, if people are more action oriented, then I won't have a job, You know what I'm saying? I won't have a work to do. So talking non-stop about solving issue really doesn't help the ground at all. And that's why we really need to bring people to the ground. And that's one of our key stated strategy, to get young people to form teams, to go out there, and by so doing, we believe that they will then realize that the issue is very, very serious and they will do something about it.
Thank you for watching this episode of Reflections With. We hope that you have took away some valuable insights from this sharing. This is Brenda Cole from Rep TV signing off.